How does this sound to you? I mean, the Senate is already investigating the SGF concerning this very contentious issue of the grass cutting scandal in Yobe State. How does this come across to you? Should we wait to have that report come out fully? Or do we go with the newly constituted presidential panel? What do you think of this situation?
Well, like most Nigerian issues, we tend to have too many cooks who end up spoiling the soup. You will neither get what is expected. I mean, the country is not likely to get the desired results from this. Ordinarily, in a serious crime and order, the presidency would have allowed the Senate to complete its investigation, and then when they have finished that, they will forward out to the executive arm of government, which is likely to be the presidency too.
Or the EFCC.
Or the EFCC. And then the EFCC, if they read the reports and all and find that crimes have been committed, we take it from there and then initiate criminal prosecution of the people who have been involved. The way we are going about it is like we are having too many investigations already. At the end of the day, the heat, the passion that goes with all these things and all that is that you might not get any good result at the end of the day, because by the time this thing gets
when you say good results, what do you mean?
Yes, good result in the sense that time sometimes is of the essence in matters of such as this. I tell you, sometimes when some people go to court and then they hire a very smart lawyer to delay some of these cases, they are buying for time. So that in another 1 year, now if these matters are not speedily concluded, and now that you find out that this government will be hankering to go on the campaign trail again to start campaigning for our votes, preparation to 2019. And if that starts another, the noise would have died and nobody is likely to remember. Remember all sorts of things that have been swept over under the carpet. For all this, these are the way and manner it begins. So I am not too comfortable with the way we are going about it. Immediately the presidency became uncomfortable with what has happened. I would expect President Buhari to say, look, let the criminal, let those charged with the responsibility of investigating crime in this country, the EFCC, the ICPC, the police and all that, take over these things, and then if any of these people are found wanting, then they should be prosecuted accordingly. So setting up another administrative panel before you now have another criminal.
The situation.
It's confusing the situation. At the end of the day, we are never likely to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mr. Onitilo, we're looking at the anti-corruption fight now, basically, and this has brought it a little consolidated it to a smaller unit. But looking at the bigger picture now, would you say that the corruption that the government is fighting, of course, the president on assumption of office, I'm for everyone and I am from no one as well, does this speak to this situation, especially within his cabinet?
To a large extent, yes. But on a broader part, I would say we have not even commenced the process of fighting corruption. What we have basically been doing is attacking incidents, occurrences, individuals, while we are not addressing the defective system that is giving birth to what we have happening. So I think our concern should be more about the anomalies, the defective systems, lack of accountability, lack of transparency, lack of integrity that is allowing such things to keep happening.
So what change would you want to see immediately?
So the kind of changes we would like to see, for example, number one, carry out a complete reform of the civil service. If you're going to win the fight against corruption, because at the end of the day, the federal government controls 52% of our funds that we use to maybe capital expenditure, whatever you want to call it, they control 52%. And most of these things are carried out by civil service. So civil service is one of the albatross of corruption in this country. And if you don't carry out a complete reform like they did in Singapore, it's been done all over the world. Your reform must start from professionalizing your civil service, creating some level of accountability, and also in some part of the world it has been traced that what civil servants earn is traceable to some of the things that influence people to go rogue, to go corrupt and divert funds. And also lack of transparency in how resources are utilized. You know, the taxpayers, the people don't even have access to how procurement processes, for example, of government are carried out. You don't have, there's no transparency, there's no accountability. And some of these processes are not even automated. In Chile, for example, most of their procurement processes are carried out online. The citizens have access to even track invoices, payment, tenders, bids. There are a lot of advocacy, civil society groups. All of them are involved in holding government accountable in how these things are. But in our climate, everything seems to be opaque.
Let me put you on a slow mode now and get to you. What would be your final words concerning this suspension and the panel that has been set up by the president?
Well, like I earlier on said, we seem to be fighting the symptoms of corruption. And I agree with him that we require to approach the fight against corruption institutionally. Like I said earlier on, the presidency should just have handed over these people to the police or the EFCC or the ICPs to really investigate, and then if criminality has been engaged with, then they should be prosecuted accordingly. All this beating about the bush in respect to the matter that is straightforward, it beats my imagination, and it tells me that the presidency is really not on top of its game.
That would be a good place to put it. I want to thank you so much indeed, gentlemen. Mr. Tunde Kolawole, he's a legal practitioner, as well as Mr. Benga Onitilaw, he's a policy analyst. Many thanks for talking to us.